Okay, so Katherine Heigl is speaking out about being labeled difficult in Hollywood. In an interview with the Washington Post, Katherine says speaking her mind on set got her branded as ungrateful, which escalated to difficult and then later escalated to unprofessional. She says being shunned in Hollywood affected her mental health so much she felt she would rather be dead. Back in 2008, Katherine got into hot water after she told Vanity Fair the movie Knocked Up portrayed women as humorless, uptight shrews. She also upset her Grey's Anatomy castmates when she withdrew her name from the Emmys because the material she was given that season she believed did not deserve a nomination. Are we too hard on women who speak their minds?
Let me just say this. I stand up for women all the time in the workplace. We all know I stand up for Me Too. I'm a strong feminist. I'll say it proudly. And you actually said a great thing earlier today. Some people are just jerks. This is a Jeff thing. You can be difficult and be wound up as a female issue because you are standing your ground. Or you can disrespect the writers and the people who contributed to your success like she did when she withdrew that nomination and throw them under the bus. I'm sorry. Katherine Heigl, I've heard nothing but alleged horror stories, and I don't want that confused with being difficult when I stand up for myself as a woman. So no, I think she's Heigled herself.
Can I say something? And I want to hear Jeff's opinion on this because you know.
Not mine.
I just want to hear what you had to say.
Wow.
Yeah, of course. Jeff hasn't spoken yet.
Either have I.
I just wanted to say.
Go, Jeff. Men first. Men first.
Alex, he just cut you off.
How did you even take it there?
I'm kidding.
No, look,
I love you.
We've all been in entertainment forever, Sam. And I remember when I was a young comedian, this comedy club owner, they'll remain nameless, she was 3 sheets to the wind, but she said something that I always remembered. We were sitting outside, and there was a couple waiters that worked at the club and a couple other comics, and she just said, "Guess what, Al? I'm replaceable, you're replaceable, she's replaceable." And in her drunken stupor, she was right. No matter how big you think you are in this business, they will write you off and recast you. And if you're difficult to work with in a small environment like Hollywood is, or whatever your profession may be, medical sales, your reputation will precede you, and you need to be cognizant of that.
By the way, I think I know exactly who you're talking about, and I'm not even in comedy, but I think I know who you're talking about. Here's my take, man. This is like my whole thing when I came up in this business, is be nice to the people you work with, right? This is like my pet peeve. I can't stand when people are rude to the people around them. I always got my own water. I don't know, what position are you that you're not good enough to get your own water? Like, that's where it starts, right? I broke down all my own equipment at CBS. I wasn't good enough, therefore I had to be better behind the camera than I was on the camera, if that makes any sense. That's how I came up in this business. Whenever I'm on a podcast, whenever I talk to people, whenever they ask suggestions of how you further yourself in this business, that's my first thing. Get your own water. That's my first suggestion. When you start telling people, the writers who work endlessly, tirelessly, hours on end, and say, this script isn't good enough for an Emmy, I'm taking myself out when you got nominated, when the lighting guy, the sound guy, you guys don't know what it takes to run this show. The people in that booth, the way our face looks, the lighting, how it bounces off, this guy running around, Patty working out while she's directing the show. It's endless, and these people work endless hours, and to disrespect that and just to say, I'm not showing up for this, I'm not doing that, that's why you're not successful anymore, because you disrespected the people around you. Not because you're a woman, like we said earlier, not because of the color of your skin, not because of your sexuality, because sometimes you are just a jerk.
What if we've only heard the sensational headlines, though? And again, I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
It's a lot of smoke, as Erica says, it's a lot of smoke, Sam.
Right, but we've also had some people like Seth Rogen come out as of recent saying that if the Me Too movement happened, 12 years prior, that maybe it wouldn't have spun so out of control with Katherine Heigl. So let's just remember that there's always two sides to every story, and then there's the truth, and I'm only saying this to play devil's advocate here.
I appreciate that.
Well, especially also having Seth Rogen now come forward saying, okay, let me just relook at things. When she spoke out, it was 10, 12 years ago, or even longer, in comparison to if she spoke out now, would people be a little bit more empathetic to her? Now, the Emmy thing, totally agree with you, because that completely throws that entire ship. Okay.
Under the bus?
Under the
ship under the bus.
Wow. But I just think the fact that she wants to kill herself, the fact that she is on antidepressants, if that's in direct cause to her just being an a-hole, then you know what? There's nothing you can do about that. But if there's more nuance to the story, I hope that in time we can learn it, because
that's fair.
She's still an individual and she's still a human.